how do you guys feel like you both, as a tandem, showcased yourselves? Jay, you said that you feel like you guys are two of the best in the league. Do you feel like you showed that tonight?
Absolutely. I feel like we basically protected the rim as we should. Obviously, they're going to make some shots, but every time they drove, they definitely saw either Evan or I down there, and they second-guessed their decision.
Yeah, I would say the same. Me and Jay are, I feel like the two best bigs in the league at protecting the paint. And tonight we're down there just trying to make it hard on them. And I feel like we got a lot of deflections and the guards as well with their ball pressure. It was just making it tough on Shea and everyone on the floor.
Jarrett, coming into the matchup, everybody obviously saw Isaiah Hartenstein and remembered the Knicks series from a couple years ago. How do you feel like your game has grown on both ends of the floor since then?
Yeah, defense, I'll start there first. I feel like I'm slowing down on defense, and not physically, but mentally, and starting to understand the game more, understanding what sets are being run. And so I don't want to say like I can see the future, but I can like predict what's going to happen out there. And offensively, I feel like the same thing. I just can read it better. Finding Evan on the roll, definitely should have threw him a lob tonight. Just stuff like that, just understanding everything more.
Jimmy.
Jarrett, what do you think the national TV audience that doesn't get to see a ton of Cavs learned about Evan Mobley tonight?
They finally learned who Evan Mobley is, and they still have a lot more to learn. He was doing everything for us. On the defensive end, he was getting stops. On the offensive end, we literally just drew up a play and gave him the ball and said, go to work, and he got us a big bucket at the end. So they're learning about him.
Evan, do you feel like a star player?
Yeah, definitely starting to feel like that. Just all the hard work is definitely paying off. I've been in the gym these past few years just trying to work on my offense game, keeping my defensive game at the same level, and I feel like all the hard work is definitely paying off now.
For either one of you, the defense in the fourth quarter, they're coming off a 43-point third quarter. Just how are you guys able to flip that switch and limit them to 20 points there in that final 12 minutes?
I feel like we were just staying in the moment, not necessarily concerned on what happened in the third. We knew the fourth was coming up and knew we had 12 minutes to go win a game, and I feel like definitely did that down the stretch and executed what we wanted to, and got to exactly where we wanted on the floor.
And Kenny had mentioned how, when he was interviewing for this job, how excited he was for the opportunity to have you two guys, and not just have you two guys, but have you on the floor together. And I know in years past that was a question, is trying to make it work with both of you. Just how does it feel, the way you two are able to play as individuals, but also collectively within the flow of this offense and defense so seamlessly?
I think he saw potential first. The past couple years, every single game or every single year, I feel like Evan and I's connection has grown more and more on the offensive and defensive end. And Kenny's really unlocked it and figured out a way for both of us to strive on the floor. And every time it's working more and more. Evan's shooting threes and making threes now. We're setting pick and rolls for him. It's definitely opened up the floor a lot more so that he can become the star player that he is, and that we can make the offense work.
Leah.
Kenny, for both of y'all, Kenny had mentioned that in the locker room, if you guys had said we don't win this game last year, when Donovan's having a bit of an off night, what is it about the growth that you guys have both seen over the past year why you guys did win those games tonight?
I think it just speaks to our depth. We have a very deep team. Anybody he puts out there, we can go on a run, and sometimes there was different groups in that we normally don't play with, and guys were stepping up, like Ty would come in and get a quick 8 points in 2 minutes, and then Dean will come in and knock down a few threes, and I feel like it just speaks to our depth and also how we play together. No one is really like a ball hog or keeping the ball the whole entire possession, and I feel like we're just playing together and playing the right way.
Spence.
Just speaking to the three lineups that Kenny talked about, just having the ability to go either both of you or one of you at the five in three different lineups. The dynamic that can bring to this team against any opponent. Just how important is that to have in the back pocket that he can just throw that out there?
It's very important. I mean, if you have 3 lineups where you can confidently throw it out at any time in the game and be confident that you can still win the game and just take over, it's very impressive. Like Evan said, that speaks to our depth, and it just speaks to the growth of the team. I feel like everybody's grown into their role. They're starting to grow and understand how everybody plays. It's just coming into a complete basketball team.
And this one's just kind of simple for either of you, but just the stage, the game itself, the crowd, it just felt like kind of more than just one regular season game tonight. The quality of basketball was really high. Just how did it feel like to play in the moment of that game? And it feels like both teams were really firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, it felt fun. I feel like we were all out there having fun, playing the game we love, and the atmosphere was great, the fans were great, the crowd was great, and then it was also fun coming out with a win. So.
Yep.
Evan, just real quick, I don't know if you have any family in Los Angeles, but I hope they're doing okay with the wildfires and everything. But for you personally, it seemed like Shea was targeting you down the stretch, kind of challenging you to defend him, whether it was on the perimeter or mid-range. And how was that challenge for you, just taking that on head-on like that?
I don't necessarily feel that way, but I mean, he's a great player. He gets to his spots and knocks down his shots. So I was just trying to go out there and make it tough on him. And yeah, I feel like we did a good job on defense with him, and I feel like it was a whole team effort out there of just slowing him down as much as we can.
And Jarrett, this is for you. You said this is the first time a lot of people I think know Evan Mobley, but they still might be paying attention. What makes Evan Mobley an all-star this season?
I mean, obviously the numbers, making him an all-star, but just his impact on the game, defensively and offensively. I feel like you become an all-star when people recognize how much you can impact the game without even necessarily getting the numbers, and everybody can feel his presence on the floor at all times and understands that he's a player that people need to watch out for.
Nick, do you guys view this as a massive confidence-boosting sort of win, or is this just another regular season game in your guys' book?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a confidence booster, but honestly, even before this game, we felt like the #1 team in the league, so we're going to keep that same confidence, and this boosted it even more, but I felt like we already had it.
Jackson.
This is for both of you. So OKC did a good job of forcing the ball out of Donovan's hands. That's resulted in you guys getting it in the short roll. You guys combined for 13 assists. How have you guys both grown in that playmaking aspect?
Other than the game slowing down, coach makes a big emphasis on playing off of 2 feet. When you get the ball in the short roll, play off of 2 feet, read all of your options, and make the right read. We honestly go over it and practice every single day, and we all want to get better at it, and you can see on the floor from Evan and I that the numbers are showing that we are.
Yeah, basically what he said, I think Kenny does a good job of going through drills and practice that put us in that situation, and we got to read the coaches on what they do, and read and react, and just play basketball from there.
What does playing off of 2 feet mean for?
When you go into the paint, you stop on 2 feet, so you have pivots. That slows you down. It lets you see the floor instead of running in and jumping off 1 foot and trying to decide midair. That just leads to more turnovers.
Last one, Jack.
So, any of you, do you guys view this game as a preview of the national finals, the NBA finals?
We still have a ways to go. We're not a proven team in the playoffs yet, as people in the NBA say. So we still have to, prove ourselves to get there. Obviously, everybody's talking about, this could be the next finals matchup, 2 small market teams. But we want to be there. We're going to play to get there. And if the matchup is that, we're ready.
And talking about small market, I know Cleveland's kind of considered small market, but how do you keep yourself really humble? And I know you guys are very successful in the court, but how do you keep yourself try to stay away from temptation and playing for bigger markets?
I think everyone on the team is very humble in and of itself. I think it's a great team. Every person is very just a good guy, good person off the court. So I don't think we really have to worry about that. I think everyone just be themselves and not feed into all the media and the hype and all that, and just go out there and play basketball like we've been doing. I think the sky's the limit from there.